One of the things, we had somebody on the radio show recently and he was talking about how powerful a brand can be. So let's say if you take your community and say, we want it to be a brand. And we're going to talk about that shortly, about a community in New Zealand who did that. But I had a guy on the phone the other day who's a branding expert, and he was telling me they've studied all these brands. And what they've discovered is there's about 70 brands in Canada that operate in Canada that they've come across so far that are operating what he calls a brand of distinction rather than a badge of honor. And the example he used, and why I bring Apple up here, is he said if you go into Starbucks and you have an Acer computer or a HP computer, and you start talking to somebody, you talk to them long enough, and you give them $100 in your computer, and if everything else on the computers are equal, and there's nothing you need on those computers, you'll probably trade straight up. But if you walk up to somebody with a Macintosh and offer them $100 and any other laptop you can think of, you're not getting that computer. So the point is Apple has created a brand of distinction. People believe in Apple. I've heard things on the radio where people said they would give up their hand before they give up their iPhone. I hope nobody ever has to prove that. But I was blown away. They did a study with teenagers from the age of 14 to 16, and for the ones that had iPhones, more than 85% sleep with their phone within 2 feet of their head every night. So my point is Apple has created a brand of distinction. So you can do that with a community. So let's talk about a community now. So it's not just about companies. I'm just sharing with you how companies have done it. And by the way, how Apple has done that is because they started with their why. So why Apple exists, what Apple is about, versus the other companies who started with, here's the cheap price laptop. So how does that relate to a community? Start with your why. When people stop here, why are they stopping here? When they come to visit, why are they visiting? When you want them to come back, why would they come back?